Monique, look, this is the deal. I'm not going to boycott Netflix based on why Monique wants me to boycott Netflix. It just isn't boycott worthy for me. Now, I boycotted the NFL. Now, I never shopped at H&M anyway, so that wasn't no skin off my back. But if I did, I would have dropped that bitch, because ain't no way I'm shopping somewhere, making hoodies, putting on black children, talking about the coolest monkey in the jungle. Okay, but I'm not going to boycott Netflix. But I'm going to tell you what else I'm not going to do. I'm not going to be clowning Monique out here in these streets. Monique has the right to do whatever Monique wants to do. Monique has the right to handle her business any way that she sees fit. And I think we in our culture need to be careful that we're not out here coming across as if somehow the audacity of Monique, she needs to stay in her place. Who does she think she is? She thinks that she's Monique. And she thinks that she has reason to act the way that she's acting and reason to request the things that she's requesting. Now, like I said, I don't think what's going on with Monique, the offer that Netflix gave to Wanda Sykes, for me personally, that's not enough for me to boycott Netflix, okay? But some of the facts that Monique is giving out, even with the comparison of her recent movie, Amy Schumer's recent movie, her movie, Amy Schumer's movie having a $3 million profit, and Monique's movie having a $25 million profit, and it was in less theaters. I'm like, yeah. And she said, make that make sense. And so, look, Monique, do you? Okay? Because as an African American person, I cannot get out here in these streets and act like Monique is thinks too highly of herself, because we are being shortchanged all across far as pay, far as opportunities, etc. You are getting paid less than your peer who is white. So the reality is, how in the hell I'm gonna be out here in these streets saying Monique got some nerve? Because that's what a lot of us are saying. So y'all need to stop that shit if you're saying that, okay? And you ain't got to boycott Netflix. But stop acting like Monique shouldn't have the audacity to ask for what she thinks that she is worth. Monique has every right to do that. Go ahead, Monique. I don't know what you're going to get from Netflix, but girl, do you. So before I go in the house and edit and slice and dice and put this thing together, I know it's going to look like it's no editing done to this video, but it has been editing done to this video. So before I go in the house and do that, one more thing about Monique. Now, Monique, I'm all good. Just like I said, do whatever you feel like you need to do as far as negotiating your contracts and accepting money for your jokes and or movies. Do whatever you need to do. But what you are going to have to do, Monique, is that you're going to have to leave Oprah alone now. Now, you can't tell us that Oprah ain't never did nothing for black people. Oprah has done a whole lot for black people, Monique. And I don't know what you've done outside of protests and make cases that support you. And maybe later on down the road, it might help somebody else in the industry. So I need you to back off of Oprah, girl. Girl. The Olympic doctor today, what is it, Dr. Nassar, whatever his name is, he got sentenced to 175 years today. Thank God. I don't know how much of that time he's going to actually see, because probably some pretty bad things are going to happen to him in prison, and I'm good with that. That's justified. So, yeah. So, a lot of the women, the gymnasts who were being sexually abused by him, some as early as the age of 8, gave their victim statements in court. And the one thing that really blew my mind, because more than two of these young women made the comment that this man was able to convince their parents that they were lying. And some of these girls who were even a little bit older, like maybe 11 or 12, they were confused by his actions and not really clear on was it wrong or right. Those two things jumped out at me, because look, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in this world right now when it comes to women. But look, parents, if your child comes to you and tell you this is happening, you have to believe your child. You have to believe your child. I don't care if the person is a doctor, a friend of the family, somebody who's highly respected. Look, I have an 11-year-old daughter. And if my 11-year-old daughter was spending a lot of time with Oprah Winfrey and she came and told me that Oprah was doing some freaky stuff to her, I'm going to believe my daughter. I am not going to act like Oprah would never do that. Okay, no, I'm going to believe my daughter. So parents, you need to believe your kids. You need to believe your kids if they tell you something like this. And the other part about young girls not understanding what's right, what's wrong, I don't know if these girls thought this way because of who this man was. He was held in such high esteem that it made them question what he was actually doing to them. It got them confused. But I tell you one thing, we don't need that kind of confusion. So I need everybody, including myself, who I'll be having this conversation again with my daughter. Look, I don't care who it is. I don't care how beloved the person is. I don't care how beloved the person is, from your father to Barack Obama. If they inappropriately touch you, it is wrong. Don't be confused. Don't be confused at all. And you come tell your mama. Come tell me, and it will be handled. Okay, when I saw the headline, I just thought, okay, what's going on with Erykah? Just probably some more hippy-dippy stuff. No, you know. But then I read the doggone article where Erykah Badu was basically talking about Hitler and talking about how there's good in everybody. And even though Hitler did these horrible things, he was a great painter and there was good. So, you know, from what I understand, social media has blown up. People are coming for Erykah because of the comments she made. I was listening to the Karen Hunter show driving home today, and she was defending Erykah Badu for saying what she said as far as her just having a right to have her opinion. And I had to turn the Karen Hunter show off. That's one of my favorite shows, but I'm not here for the fuckery, because this is the deal. All right, if we were up in arms when Donald Trump said there were good people on all sides when that stuff happened in Charlottesville, then there's no way you can now flip around and say, oh, it's okay what Erykah Badu said about Hitler, that was good in him. You can't do that. You can't do that, okay? Now, the orange person, yeah, he surely was coming from a place of hate. And Erykah, in my opinion, was coming from a place of trying to be this metaphysical, hippy-dippy, you know, all that kind of BS. But this is the deal. Whether you coming from the hippie nation, she kept talking about she a Pisces and they think differently. But whether you coming from the hippie nation or you coming from the Aryan nation, there's not good people on all sides when you do some heinous shit. And we need to call a thing a thing. Okay? We need to call a thing a thing. So Erykah Badu, as much as I love you, girl, love your music, than seeing you in concert more than once. That's fucked up what you said. Don't say that no more.